All right, let's talk a little bit more about how to find a fifth. So I've loaded up now just a piano sound. Okay, so I have here C, C2, so a fairly low C. So let's add a fifth to it. So the fifth of C we learned was G. That's always going to be true. The perfect fifth above C is G. But if we don't have that memorized, we can easily figure it out because we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts me on G. That means it's a perfect fifth. And that's what that sounds like. Okay, let's try that again. Now remember, we only count the white notes, but this time let's start on D. Okay, let's find the perfect fifth above D. So same deal, only count the white notes. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have a fifth above D. I have the interval of a fifth is what we're going to hear here. Let's extend that out so we can hear what that sounds like a little bit longer. Okay, let's keep going. Here's an E. So if I want to find the interval above E of a fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a B. Okay, let's keep going. So if I have an F and I find a fifth above that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's a C. A couple more. G. If I go a fifth above that, I'm going to end up on a D. A fifth above that is going to be an E. And B. If I go a fifth above B, counting only white notes, I have this. Okay, now, you may have noticed, if you were listening carefully, that this one, B and F, sounds different than the rest. Let's go back to A. So let's just listen to the quality of the two notes here as the fifth of A. Now listen to it here. It's a little grosser, right? This is actually fairly dissonant, where the rest have this kind of very clean sound. The reason is, remember when I said this one, the fifth is usually safe to add to something, but not as safe as an octave. You're never going to hit a problem like this with an octave. But the reason is, when we're in a key, which we are right now because we're only doing the white notes, there's one spot, and it happens to be right here in this key, that the fifth doesn't work the way we expect it to work. This gets back to why we use the word perfect when we're talking about a fifth, right? Because all the fifths we've heard up till now have been perfect fifths. They have this very clean sound to them. This one, however, is not a perfect fifth. This is a different kind of fifth. If we wanted a perfect fifth, what we actually have to do is move this one up 1/2 step. And that gets us into a black note. Now it's going to be that perfect sound. So why is that one different? Why does that have to go to a black note? Let me explain. And to do a thorough explanation of why that's true, we kind of have to bounce over and start talking about what it means to be in a key. So put this BF situation on hold for just a minute, file that away in your head, and then we're going to jump over, we're going to talk about keys, and then at the end of talking about keys, I think you're going to see why we have to do this in this case. Hopefully, if I do this well, this situation will make sense to you. So keep it in mind, though, as we're learning keys, that when we count up on those perfect fifths, we get to B, and it suddenly doesn't work. Okay? Keep that in mind as we move on to talking about what it means to be in a key and how to figure out what key we're in.